All right, gentlemen, to the good men and men that's coming into being good and the good woman. 10 reasons we can know that black women hate black children and men, part 3. And for the good woman and for those of you that say you love black men, this is for you. As much as it is a warning for the black men, it's a warning for you. Because sooner or later, just by being guilty from association because you didn't speak out on anything, all of y'all are going to be treated the same way. Right now, we making the point, a lot of us men that want change to occur, well, maybe people aren't going to change. Maybe these women won't change because there is hell of an advantage. But for the good ones, we trying to find y'all and get y'all out of this mess. We're trying to know who you are so that you can come from out of this mess. You need to separate. You need to sanctify yourself from the women like these. All right. So this was an article published by that I talked about before, right? And basically, on foxnews.com, the percentage of deadbeat moms are actually higher than that of dads who won't pay, even though the mothers are more consistently awarded custody of children by the courts, right? But you don't hear deadbeat moms. You only hear deadbeat dads because people are only interested in taking the money away from men, especially the black men in the black community. See, there's a lot of terminology that is used that is derogatory and against the nature of the black men, but it was invented by black women. All right, like this deadbeat dads, promoted by black women mainly till it got into the vernacular of the public as a whole. How about I'm the mommy and the daddy? White people didn't say that. That came from black women who sought the position of the good man and thought that they could be a good man, even though basically they've been a whore at best. And they thought because they had all the advantages, all the government incentives and stuff, that they get to sleep with anybody that they want and still get paid for it while still maintaining that whorish activity. So understand this. All right. Now, just read this. So 57% of mom required to pay child support. They do. But 43% do not. And the 57% that are required to pay child support, they're not given the same responsibility that a man is given. That 16% right off the top that a man is given. They are ordered to pay far less. All right. Now, with the men, you know how these women that says none of the men are paying their thing? 68% of men, and this is current, so 68%, it used to be 70 something. 68% of men pay their child support and take care of their children. Now, it's probably gone down is because a lot of men, once they go to jail, they lose their jobs. And as you see before, that black women were notorious for putting their black men in jail for some stupid stuff out of jealousy or anger. Why? Because she hates him. She really hates the black man. And she hates that child. The child is just a meal ticket, a check. All right. And basically I'm presenting evidence. I could do this all day. I could put video and news feed, all this stuff time after time after time after time. Oh, and you got a lot of brothers that they could do the same thing. All right. As a matter of fact, we can all sit here and do this all day. put up video after video after video of women doing some horrendous stuff, like cutting children up and putting them in freezers and still collecting the child support. Stuff like that. All right. So this is the trend. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that I'm presenting via divorce court and paternity court, and look at the evil that the black women have wrought on the black community by the choices that they made while being whores.
Are not Miss Alston.
Why she do that?
Lord have mercy.
You still my grandbaby.
Oh my God.
Sit her down, man.
Oh my God.
Sit down, Miss. Oh,
wow. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry, Miss Alston.
But you still got us, don't you?
That's the mother fault.
Ain't nothing changing.
This entire courtroom is in shock. Are you all right, Mr. Alston? You truly believe that was your biological child?
Same birth certificate.
Obviously, there was another person. Have you ever received any other information that it could be anybody else? Whatever relationship or non-relationship you had with Mr. Alston, I could feel his reaction. He thought he was your biological father your entire life.
Can I give you a hug?
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nancy.
We have resources, counseling for you. Take advantage of it. Talk it through. Figure out where to go from here. And if you need this courtroom or my help, we'll be there for you. You understand?
Yes.
All right. I wish you the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.
You know, I really am disappointed.
Today's results was a shocker. You know, but it don't matter. I'm still a father.
I would like for him to be my son. I really would.
I'm coming to do food, so I can do lactations.
Okay.
During the time that her mother was with my father, when my father left for work, because she did not work, when she was at our home, she would have men come to our house.
You 12 years old and you say, what you not going to do?
Calm down, ladies. Let's calm down.
What you not going to
She
do?
would tell me that that was either her cousin or one of my dad's friends. I did not know any difference.
You can go jump off a bridge with that statement. I swear, like yesterday.
I was raised to have respect for adults. We did not stand in the room when adults were talking. When they were talking, we left the room. So I did not stay in the room when she was talking with them. But when my father came home, there was no mention of these men in and out of the home.
Girl, if that's because you would have said that, and your country town would have been talking about that for a long, long time.
It was later in life when hindsight, looking back on the situation, that I even brought it up to my father. Miss Backus was so young, she did not know everything that was going on.
And so those experiences, seeing the different men.
Time after time, different circumstances.
You a liar. Why you lying on my mama like that,
how much more of a liar that Miss Daniels was.
And that is the basis of your doubt, all right?
That was the basis of my doubt.
Okay, no. Hold on, Miss Backus. You're going to have to let me talk in this courtroom. Okay.
All I want is for the financial ruin over this back child support, over $90,000. I want that to stop. If she is not his child, I want this finished and done with, because he was about to lose his home. When my father needed medical care, I was the one there taking him back and forth to his doctor's appointments. I was the one that was there at the hospital
But you're
with
not
him
the only
when
daughter.
he had surgery.
But you're not the only
I
daughter.
was the one that
You
set
are,
up
but
his
you're not the
medication.
only
Let her finish, Miss Bass.
I was the one there taking care of his wounds. I was the one that is still there helping him
They
take
know
care
why
of
I
his
got to
bills
down there.
that he could not afford. So if she felt so strongly that this was her father, where were you?
I'm going to tell you where I was. I'm going to tell you where I was. I'm going to tell you where I was. Now, look back at me. I'm
No,
going to tell you where I
ma'am.
was. My
No,
mama
ma'am.
was protecting me. And me and you
Okay.
both know why. Yeah.
Protecting you from your own father?
Protecting me from your rumors, from all
Wow.
y'all rumors.
Okay.
Protecting me. That's why I got you here today. I caught not y'all.
All right, y'all. I would like to inject something real quick. Mr. Wooten, right? Just pay attention. This man has been through hell, been in a hospital, and the daughter that's standing next to him was the only one to take care of him. Even though the mom of the other girl in the red was getting child support, none of them showed up to look after this man while he was in the hospital. But they were still getting that, wanting him. He was still going further and further back in debt behind that child support, right? So he faithfully paid that child support and then got behind because of his work situation. Well, guess what's about to happen? Oh, y'all know. Let's see.
Andrea Backus. Mr. Wooten Jr., you are not her father. I know this was not the answer you were expecting.
No, it wasn't, but I had to do it. I had to do it.
Yes, you
because
did.
I was tired of the rumors. I was tired of being treated. So now I know why I got treated like I am, and I'm good. I want to apologize to the Wooten Pryor Clayton family for my mom's BS. Cece, I came here with the confidence of knowing he was my father and knowing you was my sister. So now that I know the truth, I'm sorry. Mama, you got to pay that back.
She'll always be the daughter to me. It doesn't matter.
Mr. Wooten, as it relates to the back child support, this is a situation you will have to take up in your home state. There is no guarantee under the law that that debt will be canceled out.
Well, he needs my help. I'm going to help him. Because my mama know I stand for the truth. That's all I ever wanted.
Well, family, I'll tell you, this has been an emotional day, and I just hope that going forward, the passion that you exhibited on opposite sides will lead you toward one another. It sounds like your whole family knows this young woman. And so maybe you all can extend an olive branch and let her know that she's not alone. You're going to have a conversation with your mom.
Don't kill me, make me stronger.
Yes, absolutely.
This is the number, add to me.
Absolutely. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Court is adjourned.
Closed captioning provided by
like a man.
I'm 100% sure he's her biological father.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Flowers, you are not the father. Mr. Bowman, you are not the father. Ms. Diaz, is there something else missing from the calendar?
The week after I was intimate with another guy, in July, I was living with another guy.
Ms. Diaz, That would make 4 different men you slept with within a span of a possible conception period.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's hard for me to stand over here and look at a beautiful young girl like you. You just giving yourself away for free. I don't know what you out there looking for, but it's not this. Do you know where these other 2 men are?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's still my daughter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It hurts, but in my heart, that is my daughter.
In your heart and in the eyes of the law.
Yes.
Because you signed that birth certificate.
Oh, and I'm glad I did it. Because I don't want her to grow up without a father like I did.
Now, I will say this, and again, I have Ezekiel up here, and I'm using Ezekiel in a lot of my slides, and in a lot of my videos, because this so matches the black community and the state that it is in. This, along with Isaiah, and when I'm gonna be honest, yes, we are blaming the black woman, because at the end of the day, when all the evidence have come forth, all the black women that were acting whorish and sleeping with all these thugs, like 4 men at the same time, and not knowing, and then lying to the court and said it could only be these 2, but the one next to her, she's 100%. So then it turns out to be neither, and then she has to come clean. All right, before this woman in the court decision before came clean, she was 100% that the dude next to her was the father. If you look at most of these cases in these divorce courts, most of these women slept with thugs. And that's why they're there. And then you have some that slept with a guy, didn't tell him that the child was his, waited some years. Now he has to pay back child support because there is no penalty for a woman being a whore from the system of the United States. Why? Because they want the man destroyed. Now, I leave this up to you right here. And I want y'all to freeze this and read this and tell me that this does not fit the black community. All right, y'all. My final thought is this: have the modern black woman become too much of a risk for good black men? All right, and basically, here are my 10 things that I had aimed to prove. All right, we kind of understand this. We're familiar with some of the writings of a lot of the black female authors, and they openly promote lesbianism. You got a bunch of white girls and you have a bunch of black girls on YouTube openly promoting white men over the black family and black men, more so out of hatred. How you got things on how to get a white man. Now, understand this. When you look at their thing, the first thing they tell other black women to get a white man, get rid of your attitude, get rid of your bad ways, get rid of your whorish ways. Be a whore to the good black men. Be a whore to the thug, because that's what thugs like. But if you go for a white man, no matter what his status, and most black women talk to run-of-the-mill to poor white men that talk to white men. All these black women aren't getting millionaires. All right? Now, understand this. For the children of these relationships, you're not black, you're not white mixed. If your father is white, then you are a white child. Your mom put you in that community, that's who you are. You're not black anymore. Understand this. DNA, everything else. You are what the man is. All right? Black women, when given a choice, a husband and a home versus the white policies, they chose the white policies, the welfare system. Why? Because they hated the black man because they wanted his place in the home. They wanted to be in charge. They wanted to be a head against the commandment of God, which I would say that black women hate God. How do we know that black women hate God? They don't follow his commandments. So if black men love God because we're looking to follow his commandments, black women hate God because they look to despise his commandments, then you can make the leap that ergo, because black women hate God's commandments, which gives responsibilities to the woman and man, she hates also the black man that tries to follow those commandments. So if you're a black man trying to follow the commandments, the black woman hates you. If you're a thug, oh, she loves thugs because she can control them, kick them out the house, put them in jail anytime. All right. They do not apologize. 4, they're liars on the black men. They're liars to the black men, and they're even liars to their children, which then destroys that child as they're growing up. Again, they're whores. They whore themselves to the white men for money, a degree. They whore themselves to other gods, Christianity, Christmas, Easter, Halloween, all pagan, all evil, all directly spoken against in the commandments and in the scriptures. They seek to destroy a black man. If you're a good black man, they try to destroy you. They try to emasculate you, which is a form of destruction. They try to destroy your seed, which is your children. But they seek to destroy you using a white system. They want to destroy your ability to earn income. Who does this? But a person that hates you. All right? When white people hated us, that's what they did. If we built up Black Wall Street, they came and blew it up. Black women are doing the same thing, except they're using a system. They're using the white man's laws, which are biased towards black men in a negative. All right? They're extorting. And they're sex objects for thugs. And then extortion of finances to the good men. And then last, they will not hesitate to set a good black man up to be incarcerated by the system over anything petty. And they'll do it just because they don't like you. And some will do it just because you're a good man. And there are a lot of good men that are witnesses to that. With that said, I am out.